Hi. Have you heard of that famous Rahul Gandhi speech? आप आलू डालोगे सोना निकलेगा. Have you heard of that? Let me translate for all those English buddies out there from joining us from international time zones. Rahul Gandhi, a famous politician in India, once said that you enter a potato, on the other side a gold coin, a gold biscuit will come out. So something similar we are going to experience it today. Hello and welcome to Biotecnika. My name is Shekhar Sir. I'm the CEO, Managing Director, and your co-host for today's session, where we are going to talk about future career in AI, ML, in drug discovery, specifically life science, to be very frank. So quickly in chat, please confirm if you guys can hear me and see me too. Please confirm in chat. Welcome Instagram, welcome YouTube, hello LinkedIn, and hello X, and of course Facebook. Hello everyone. Welcome to the session. Please quickly let me know in the chat box if you guys can hear me and see me too. Then we'll kickstart the session. Now, to start with, what if I tell you that, hey, I want to, design a drug which is not targeting my liver because I have a problem in my cardiac muscle, not in the liver, but I am seeing that this particular drug which my doctor has prescribed, it is hitting my liver badly and my liver is weak because of some reason. It'll be like, hey, we don't have such drug, don't do a joke, right? That's exactly how we all talk today, right? We all are, one size fits all. We all are in the same room with the same experience, whether you are genetically weak or obese, or whether we are prone to some diseases. We cannot really choose. We have to always depend on what the doctors prescribe, and that is one size fits all, right? So welcome Ankush, Master of Gaming, Siddhi, Mohsin, Ramya, Amrita, and everyone out there. We are going to start this session where we are going to show you a real live demo of how AI ML works in real life. Okay, so we have a lot to talk, and our scientist, Dr. Nilofer, she's right here. She'll be joining us shortly. So she has a small presentation to make where she will talk about career, future scope of AI ML, and then she will also show you a demonstration of how things work. Okay, so stay tuned guys till the end, because there's a lot to learn. But at any point in time, if you feel that, oh my god, so much to learn, then there are two things: either you will get scared and run away, or you will be excited. I would say, hey, be excited, because this is your era. You are in 2024. This is the bio IT era. See, when we started our career, there was only one thing, which is biotech. But fortunately for you, it is bio IT era, right? So when we are in the bio IT era, what should we do? Hey, why not learn bio-IT? Why should we be scared of bio-IT, right? So don't be scared. Whatever ma'am shows, whatever Dr. Nilofer ma'am shows, just go with the flow, learn new things. And of course, the demo which she will show will be a little advanced, but don't be scared. With little practice, even you can do that. The best part is I learned it myself. I learned it from her. So she taught me. If she can teach a dumb student like me, then definitely she can teach you, right? So what say, guys? Shall we get started? Yes? Do I have a yes? Please type in the chat box. Yes or no? Can we start? Okay, wonderful. I have got a yes. Thank you so much for joining, guys. It's wonderful to have you all here. So let me welcome Dr. Nilofer. Hi, ma'am. How are you? Good evening.
Hi. Good evening, Ma.
Good evening. And without taking much of our time, because it's a lot of content which you have to share, I will pass
Yeah,
on the controls to you, ma'am. Please go ahead
sure,
and share your insights on AI/ML and drug discovery. Over to you. Thank you.
sure. Thank you, sir. So, very good evening to all the participants who have joined with all of us. And today, as Sir had given a very nice overview regarding how exactly the AI or the bio IT area is playing a very significant role in today's environment or as the technology. And in this specific way, we are going to discuss about specific role of AI and ML in with respect to the drug discovery process. And actually, that specific drug discovery process is ultimately unraveling the future with respect to the high throughput techniques and the tools what are actually available with us, right? So moving ahead, uh, discussing a broad overview that what are the different overview we are going to discuss in this particular presentation. So as if all you can see that this presentation basically give you an landscape, an overview with respect to the AI and ML and how it's playing a significant role with respect to a comprehensive understanding of drug and their discovery. So basically, as you can see that many of you do know that what exactly AI stands for. Okay, but whenever we used to apply with respect to any kind of specific biological data, and today we, as we all know that whenever we are discussing anything with the biological concept or the data, it's ultimately coming with respect to the big data or as the large data sets with the multiple informations, or as we used to call as the informations which contains about the features. So how we can find out the hidden features within a large data set, and then we can apply specifically with the healthcare data. But today in this webinar we are going to discuss about how AI and ML is going to help us with respect to the drug discovery purpose. Okay, so all of you are little bit have an idea that what exactly AI stands for, right? But to understand more, so as you all can see that the AI is nothing but a computer program that mimics, okay, ultimately it gives the particular specific function which needs to get solved. Okay, so you can take a very good example is nothing but the robots or the machine robots, which is majorly been used in the medical industry or as the pharmaceutical industry. Okay, so that is why we are using artificial intelligence to solve the problems of human, and ultimately it's giving very good role over there. So what about machine learning then? So as you all can see that machine learning is nothing but a computer based method for analyzing the data, and ultimately here we are trying to build a model because the name itself says that it's a machine learning. Okay, so here we are trying to make the machine to learn in a such a way that it will make some predictive models. Okay, it will come up with respect to some kind of predictions which is hidden within our large data sets, right? And what about then deep learning? We have also come across with respect to a term called as a deep learning and their algorithm. And whenever we are discussing anything about the big data, large data sets, so definitely we have to even integrate or learn about the deep learning. Because as you can see that the deep itself, it's giving a sense of us that deep learning is something that we are trying to work with the complex architecture of the data. Okay, so this complex architecture of the data is nothing but the large data sets which are hidden. Okay, and then taking help of certain algorithms such as the artificial neural network which basically work on that specific phenomena, we are going to apply for the biological data, right? And we all know that in the pharmaceutical industry a millions of drugs are available. Okay, but still we are looking to come up with respect to a potential drug for every disease. Okay, even for the pandemic COVID-19 pandemic disease, okay, we are still struggling to come up with a new potential drug target. So likewise we have to even look for the other disease where certain kind of algorithms will help us to come up with this with respect to those findings. Moving ahead, that what exactly the challenges are there in the drug discovery. Okay, before coming up with any kind of conclusion or the predictions, we have to know the loopholes first. Okay, we have to know what exactly our objectives are. Okay, so that's why as you all can see that we have to even understand the challenges, what are the current challenges and it's facing in the drug discovery. So the challenges, major challenges is to the drug to come up into the clinical trials, right? And if it come, it will likely to will get fail. Okay, or only 4% of the drug will get into the particular markets, right? And approval will come up with that one. Or else the biologist, we the researchers who are continuously working to come up with a good drug findings is in the form of the drug target predictions, monoclonal antibodies approach, or as the vaccine designing, right? So this is what exactly we all are doing in the form of the researcher. We are trying to publish a good papers with the potential drug findings predictions in the form of the biomarkers, vaccine designing, etc. But ultimately if you just see all of you that it's taking increasingly a large shares in the market, and fewer than 10% of that is getting succeed. And once it getting succeed, it is ultimately taking a huge cost of about 30 to 310 million dollar per trial. So that is a huge challenge, right? So how then AI and ML will help us? So AI and ML will help us with respect to giving a specific tool to identify certain novel compounds as well as the drug targets, both the things, right? And then if we identify those specific drug targets as well as the compounds, then we can even come up with those findings within a few months of time. Okay, so how we can achieve that specific goal, how we can come up with those kind of findings within a month. Okay, so that is exactly what our program is about, what we are going to discuss in broad. So moving ahead to understand how exactly the AI is overcoming that specific challenge of the rational drug discovery or as the traditional drug discovery. But for that, we have to understand what is meant by rational drug discovery or the traditional way. Okay, so rational or the traditional is nothing but where we have to select our target, maybe in the form of the disease, and then we have to go specifically with the specific targets within the disease. We have to understand the mechanism about the specific disease and the target. So that is very challenging to understand each and every mechanism with respect to the drug targets and most of the things, right? Whereas AI is helping us to work with data driven. Data driven is nothing but, for example, now I'm interested to work for the COVID-19 pandemic kind of targets, right? So I can just select the target, and then I can just reach with respect to the AI based technique to extract the relevant information into a meaningful informations with a large data set. So that is exactly what the AI is playing a role. Apart from this, with respect to the traditional way, extremely limited due to the complex nature of the cellular interactions. And then we have a limited knowledge to understand overall cellular pathways which are related with that. So it is challenging, right? Then AI is helping us to identify those compounds that could bind to the undruggable targets also. Okay, that is the proteins whose structures are not defined. Okay, so what we can do here, the structures which are well known, then only we can explore those kind of targets. But using AI, we can even explore the undruggable targets, the structures which are not known. Okay, for example, I don't know that anybody have heard about the artificial based 3D structure prediction model is nothing but the AlphaFold, right? So using the AlphaFold, we are able to predict a huge number of 3D structures, and it is deposited in the PDB database. If anybody wants to visit, please kindly do that. Okay, so that you will understand how AI is helping with the current R&D, research and development, and their findings. So what we have to do, a predictive sets of the compounds can be easily identified with AI, and relatively a very small amount of time and the quarter to the cost is required based on the traditional method. Getting an idea, all of you, right? So this is how the AI is playing a role to overcome the challenge based on the traditional approach. Discussing more, so what are exactly the challenges are still there with the AI and ML? Okay, so as a beginner, okay, if any participants or the students, if they are totally beginner, they are totally new to this concept, okay, or they are in the advanced or the intermediate state, then also they have to know this, the limitations as well as the challenges, to understand how AI and ML can be applied in the drug discovery process. So that the first is that nothing but the data collection, right? Though whenever you're gathering some data, you're mining, you're getting the data with respect to the specific databases, resources, etc. So the first challenge is to understand your data. You have to pre-process your data, and then you have to make a curated data which contain some meaningful information with the target column. Okay, that is what the one of the example we are going to see today itself, so that you all of you will get an idea that what exactly the data should be to work with drug discovery process using AI and ML. And the next important thing is that which algorithms should be applied for our data sets. Okay, should I use a specific data in the form of the machine learning, or my data is suits for the deep learning algorithms? So this is the one of the major challenge where many researchers are facing, and they're not reaching the specific goal to come up with the predictive models. So that is the second most challenge we have to understand. And if we understand this two major challenges, then ultimately we can come up with respect to a good predictive models for the drug findings. So as you all can see that the this kind of data collection using the correct algorithms will play a very significant role, and ultimately we can unlock the full potential of AI and ML technology in the field of biology. Getting an idea, right? Discussing ahead that what exactly the current landscape of AI and ML in drug discovery. So to understand the current landscape, and it is continuously evolving, right? So for that we have to know the specific the efficiency as well as the effectiveness about the target, and then we have to select the targets with the identification, lead optimization, and the clinical trial. um, and moving ahead, we have to even get to know. So ultimately, this has enables the researchers to escalate the current drug discovery process and even to identify the novel candidates and more efficiently, right? Moving ahead, so ultimately, drug AI will also help us to predict the properties as well as the activities of the potential drug targets. So just remember all the participants, right? The students who have right there in that specific session. So the most important thing is that you have to know your specific data, which contain the most important properties, and using the specific properties, we are going to build a model. So what exactly those properties are about? So whenever you are using any drugs, so you have to know what is the Lipinskill property, okay, or else the toxiphoro property, chemophoro properties, or else the ADMT properties of the drug, or else you can even take the QSAR properties. So these are ultimately the most important features with respect to the drug, and using this particular data, we have to build the model. Okay, so ultimately, this kind of analysis will give the researchers to prioritize as well as to focus the most promising candidates, and then ultimately saving the time as well as the resources. And if we just discuss about how the AI and ML will help us with the current landscape, ultimately it will give desired properties of the drug to identify. It will give you high efficacy and low toxicity and understanding with the drug targets, and ultimately it will help us to reducing the time with the experimental procedure, right? So I hope that you all of you are getting an idea. Whereas discussing the quick objectives about the AI and ML in drug discovery. So the first is that identification of drug targets. So what basically we are doing in this kind of approach, we are trying to identify the potential drug targets. And then we are looking for the drug efficacy as well as the safety prediction. So remember, participants, that we can even build a model based on the drug predictions, based on the efficacy predictions, as well as the precision medicine concept, or as the drug repurposing. So these two are the widely being used current technique. So if you just explore all of you with the current drug discovery process, what is the current research is going in the drug discovery, so you will ultimately get to know many research papers regarding the drug repurposing concept as well as the precision medicine, right? Or as a personalized medicine. So basically, drug repurpose is nothing but unknown drugs which are available. We are trying to come up with the new drugs based on the known properties. And the next thing is that drug combination. Okay, because we have a huge number of drugs are available in the pharmaceutical companies. So we have to think about how using this same data which is existing we can come up with respect to a novel drugs findings by performing the virtual screening, right? So that is what the concepts we have to implement in this specific approaches. So if you want to know more, even the papers can even get published. So one of the paper which I have given just for the reference, just to boost you, all of you participants, right, to just to know that whatever the things we are discussing in this particular flow of the presentation, it's ultimately give you a very good research findings. Okay, maybe in the form of the any kind of research papers, some kind of articles, or else the projects, whatever you can design, right? So that is how you have to think about using the drug repurposing approach, using the drug finding approach, as well as the precision medicine concept or the drug combination therapy. Yes, we can reach the research findings. Getting it idea, right? So discussing ahead the future trends and the opportunities for the drug discovery. So using this AI, we can discuss more, or else we can come up with the opportunity which is called as a AI driven drug development. Okay, deep learning for the drug discovery process or the drug repurposing. That is a really good approach, and it is ultimately a future trend which I have explained in my last slide. Precision medicine or else AI enabled the clinical trials, because as we have discussed in our previous slide that clinical trials is ultimately a challenge. Okay, then we have to overcome this challenge by discussing the AI and integrating accordingly. Fine. So we have to even know that what is the global market of AI and drug discovery. Okay, so that we will just plan accordingly and we will be in that specific flow of the current research area era. The globally the market of AI and drug discovery is significant. Okay, it's going with the billions of dollar. And if you just come across with the market with the last means the coming 10 years, so you will, all of you can see that the market is tremendously going in very good manner. Okay, you can even see the applications not only with the specific disease, but it is targeting every disease, coming with the oncology, that is a cancer specific, infectious disease, neurological disorder, even the rare disease we can work. We can even discuss more with the metabolomic disease, cardiovascular disease, and other one. Okay, and it has given a very good key market strategies where we can include the AI, and even the startup companies are getting implemented with this kind of technology, right? So here we are going to see the some insights about the AI, how it can be used to revolutionize the drug discovery process. So some key overview we are going to see. The first is regarding the data analysis and integration. So if you just use any kind of biological data, so it's nothing but the omics data sets, multi-omics data in the form of genomics, proteomics. Okay. So whenever we are discussing anything with the drug, the omics data we used to call as the pharmacogenomics. I hope that you, all of you, have heard about this term, right? So using this kind of omics approaches, where we are covering every aspect, the mechanism about the biological process, so it will ultimately give us a good findings of drug target. Agree, all of you, right? Or else the virtual screening and the lead optimization. So virtual screening we required because ultimately to work on large chemical libraries to identify which are the potential drug candidates are available. Okay, and how it will play a role to design a better drug. So for that we have to explore the virtual screening, and we have to even optimize a better drug for the findings, right? Or else the drug repurposing concept, which I have mentioned in my previous slide, that drug repurposing is a vast amount of biomedical data is available, and we have to identify the existing drugs which could be repurposed again, okay, with the new therapeutic applications. And the next is that the clinical trial optimization, that is really important. Okay, where we can identify a suitable patient population, and then we can predict their responses, and accordingly we can design the trials. So ultimately this kind of revolution of AI is giving us the potential drug candidates. It is helping us to optimize the clinical trials, and majorly it is enabling to design a precision or the personalized medicine. So remember, guys, that if you are really interested in this specific domain, then you have to start thinking from today itself, okay, that how we can, using this particular technology, we can even work for the findings of the potential drug targets, and then in future we can come up with respect to a precision or the personalized medicine approach, right? So here we are going to see some few case study or as the success story about how the AI has been used in the real world of application. So as you all can see that these are ultimately the pharmaceutical companies are there. For example, the in silico medicine. Okay, so this company is using, it's one of the biotechnology company which use AI to develop a novel drug candidates. Okay, that is called as a IPF, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, right? So they are able to identify the potential and the novel drug target for IPF. If anybody is working in the specific target, okay, so I hope that they do know. So they ultimately they have taken help of AI to develop the novel drug targets. Or else the Atom Voice is another company. They are using AI to identify the potential drug candidate for the Ebola virus disease, right? That is the viral disease. And then the benevolent AI, they are helping us to use the AI to identify the potential drug targets. Ultimately, all companies are looking for the identification of most probable or the potential drug targets with any kind of disease, what we have discussed earlier, right? So this study will demonstrate the power of AI and ML is accelerating in the identification of potential drug candidates, discovering a new targets, and then expediting the development of the novel therapies. So by leveraging the capability of AI, researchers, even the pharmaceutical companies, are making a significant impact, okay, where they are addressing the medical needs and they are trying to improve the patient outcome. Okay, that is where you all have to start thinking that if the real companies are using this technology to implement accordingly, so why cannot do that? Okay, so just what you have to do, you have to just kickstart, okay, yourself. You have to just little bit boost yourself to understand the new concept and then implement accordingly, right? So how we can implement, okay, using the technology of AI by using the computational approach is nothing but the we have to take help of certain tools and the databases which are existing. Remember, all of you, okay, it is all available. Just small thing what we have to do, we have to just initiate ourselves, okay, we have to just boost ourselves to explore in this specific domain. So the first is that deep came using Python and R. So using this specific packages, we can it will help us to design a potential drug target. Or as the rdkit Schrodinger's shoot, I think you all of you do know, okay, it is really important, it is really a good suit for the molecular docking, dynamic study, okay, drug designing, and much more. I hope that many of you do know about the database called as a CHEMBL. Okay, it's one of the database which give you a bioassay data where the assay has done, and then ultimately it will give you a good important data sets within the molecular and the drug targets. Autodoc Vina, where we are performing the docking study. Protein Data Bank, it's ultimately one of the comprehensive 3D structure repository. Drug Bank, from where you can explore a millions of compound. Okay, so this is how we have to choose the specific tools or the database, and then we have to reach for the drug discovery purpose. So we have to also know that which are the top AI drug discovery companies are available, right? So that we will just understand that what exactly they are doing and how we can implement accordingly to reach the current R&D process with the real time revenue, right? So the first company is called as in silico medicine. So they are taking help of AI to discovering and with respect to the aging research also for the drugs. Then the next company is a Benevolent AI. They are taking help of the AI and they are integrating with artificial intelligence and machine learning with the data analytics to discover as well as to develop a new medicines from the multiple therapeutic areas. Okay. Atom Voice is another company where they are looking for the structure based drug discovery process. Okay. They are targeting the protein targets. So based on the protein targets, how they can find out the drugs. So that is what their aim is. And then for that, they are applying a deep learning algorithms to understand the 3D structures of the protein, and then come up with respect to the possible interactions, and then they can design a, or else they can identify the drug targets for that. Okay, the next company is a deep genomics. So the name itself say that it is working with the genomics era. Okay, so focus on the using the AI and genomics to discover and develop RNA based therapeutics for the genetic disease. Okay, which I have discussed. Multiomics, pharmacogenomics is the area where you can implement, and then you can think about how you can work for the genetic kind of disease also. And the real companies are using such kind of AI technique to come up with respect to the findings. Getting an idea, right? So the summary and the conclusion overall is that AI is ultimately giving a very significant application. But whenever we are discussing with the big companies such as pharmaceutical companies, it is turning AI based on the techniques to reduce the time, cost, as well as it is increasing the success rate of new drugs to the market. So that is what exactly we need, right? And then it will also help us to understand the drug safety with the top reasons of the failures of the drug in after the FDA approval also. So there we can study the AI based on the AI using the neural network concept or as the deep learning to identify those kind of features, right? AI and deep learning techniques have shown a lot of promise compared to the traditional techniques. And the race of using AI is on. Remember, guys, right? So the race is on. So you have to know that where you will be. Okay, because a new startup companies are ultimately adapting the AI, and there they are generating a real revenue based product and services. Okay, so that is all about. Okay, I hope that you all of you get an idea that what you have to do exactly with the AI in drug discovery process. So coming with the small kind of QA session, okay, just to encourage you. Okay, so anybody can give the answers from the participants, right? So what the first question is that what percentage of current drug discovery research involves in AI and ML technique? Any guesses? Yeah, if anybody wants to give the answers, please give the answers. Okay, the options are as follow. The second question is that what does AI stands for? Okay, I think this is really a simple question. Okay, your countdown starts now. So I hope that the answers are ready. Please drop your answers in the chat box. Okay, so if you have given these answers, okay, so I think that is really a good. Okay, the first answer is that 75%. So if your answers are right, that is AI and ML giving a very good discovery with the current technique is nothing but they are adapting 75%. And ultimately AI stands for the artificial intelligence. The second round of question is over here. So the first question is that what is the one advantage of using AI in drug discovery? Any guesses, participants? Right? The first option is faster identification of the potential drug candidates, reduction in the side effects, elimination of the need of clinical trials, increase the cost of research. Any guesses? Please start your answers to get drop in the chat box, guys. The next question is that what is a common application of AI and ML in drug discovery? The first is to identify the potential drug targets. Second is to creating a new chemical elements, designing the clinical trials. That is the third option. And the fourth option is the marketing the pharmaceuticals. Your countdown starts now. Please drop your answers, guys. I hope that you all of you get an idea. If the answers are correct, so that is over here. So the advantage of AI in drug discovery is to use for the faster identification of the potential drug candidates. Okay. And the second answer is to identify the potential drug targets is one of the application of AI and drug discovery. Okay. So if anybody has given a correct answers from the participants, congratulate to all of you, right? So by understanding only the half an hour of session, if you are able to give a correct answers, so just remember guys, so if you enroll for the 14 days of program, okay, so how much benefits you will get, right? So basically there we are going to discuss more with the practical, the hands-on practical session, as well as the theoretical overview. So as you can see that now I'm disclosing the outline of the structure for the 14 days and the 3-month training program in AI and ML in drug discovery. So it is open for all guys, BSc, MSc, BTech, okay, even the PhD or the postdoc students can join this program, so that if they are working in their current research, they can use this technique and they can plan for the good piece of research publication. So basically what we are going to cover, it's over here. So as you can see that this is a 14 days of program which can contain about the units about drug discovery and AI basics, where you will all of you will get to know an overview. Whereas afterwards we are going to discuss which are the exact techniques or the algorithms are available with respect to the supervised learning, unsupervised learning. Okay, what is mean by clustering? Remember guys, if anybody are they are the researchers, okay, I hope that they do know the importance of this techniques. Okay, how we can make a clusters in the large data sets, how we can study the neural networks for the large molecular data as well as the drug data sets. We are also going to discuss in this program, the 14 days of program, about the chemoinformatics approach. Okay, ultimately here we are going to discuss about the drug. Okay, so to understand the drug in the informatics approach, so it is called as a chemoinformatics field. Okay, so basically here we are trying to see the different chemical related approaches in the form of chemoinformatics. We are going to explore the different databases, and majorly we are going to perform this AI and drug discovery with the classification modeling as well as the regression modeling using the Python coding. Okay, if anybody don't know what is Python, it is totally fine guys, remember. Okay, I'm going to show you how basically you can even start adapting a Python within the first day of our session itself, right? And then we are even going to explore the real case studies which are available in the GitHub repositories. We are going to practical have the practicals on the hands-on sessions where we are going to perform the different machine learning as well as the deep learning analysis on the drug data sets, right? And then if you're interested to go for 3 months of training, guys, remember, okay, so whatever we have learned in this 14 days, we will plan to make that specific thing to adapt for the 3 months of training and the projects. So basically here we will given a full guidance for paper publications. Okay, and we are going to discuss more with the hands-on practical sessions, and it will be one kind of the individualized or the personalized state trainings will be provided to all of you guys. So remember guys that if you're really interested, so you can just plan about enrolling the 14 days and grab the 3 months of training where you will get hands-on sessions as well as the publications assistance with the personalized approaches, right? So what the key benefits of enrolling this course? Okay, so ultimately you will understand the cutting edge techniques which is applied in the current era for this kind of big data or the drug discovery. You will enhance your computational skills by this specific program. You will get a very good understanding that how you can improve your data with the capability. Okay, if you are in your bachelor's degree or as the master's degree, so remember guys that you can learn this from here and then you can plan for your higher study, right? By understanding the data, that is exactly what it's been required. You can even accelerate the drug discovery process by understanding the AI approaches, how it can be implemented with a practical overview. You will even get the interdisciplinary collaboration approaches by this kind of field. Okay, and ultimately a career advancement. Okay, so that is the overall benefits on this specific way. I hope that you all of you get an idea that, or else the glimpse about AI in drug discovery, how it can be used. Okay. So thank you all of you. If anybody have any questions, they can ask. Okay.
All right. So that was really insightful, Nilofer ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. So, audience, if you have any questions, you can start asking. In the meanwhile, let me simplify this for everybody. So, Dr. Nilofer has vast experience in bioinformatics, artificial intelligence, machine learning, coding for biologists, and a lot of things. She has done her own research and PhD on these topics, and she'll be right here to assist you in your quest to achieve success in the AI ML era. So now to start with a couple of questions I can see in the chat box, which I'll be answering. In the meanwhile, let me simplify things for you. So most of the students are confused in between whether I should go for a 14 days or whether I should go for a 3 months. So I'll explain this in detail. Now we have a limitation on the number of students we'll take for 3 months as well as for 14 days. That's the first point you all should know. Okay. Now, why do we have that? Because we can't take 100 students and effectively teach them. Okay. So we have 20 students in our 14 days as well as 20 students in our 3 months. Okay. Now, whoever is thinking that I'll take the 14 days now and then upgrade or extend it to the 3 months, that won't be possible because we will have a limitation there. Okay. Now, coming to the fact that we are offering a 25% discount currently on both 3 months as well as 14 days training program. Now, the only difference in between both of this is, see, in the 14 days training program which you have, you will first learn the basics. Then you'll have the entire theory part, like we'll start from basics of Python and we'll slowly go on to the advanced level where ma'am will teach you. And of course, today she is going to give you a demonstration of all of that, how exactly AI and ML works. So I'll request ma'am to be ready when I pass on the controls. She can go ahead and train on that. So now to all our participants who are attending this webinar, you have to know this, that AI ML is an advanced form of coding. Okay, is an advanced form where you actually get to do real world applications of the current scenario. So my point of view here would be, start with basics and then we will give you 10 project names. You can choose any one of them, and then you will get a hands-on. You will do all the research on inside your computer. You'll be able to install all of that, and then you will go ahead and complete your project in 3 months. Once you have completed your project, then you will produce it to ma'am and submit it. And if the project is novel and if it looks like we can publish it in the papers, then definitely ma'am will assist you on how to publish, where to publish, will give you all that support. So the link is given in the description. I will share it on the screen. This is the link. You have to use this to apply the coupon code. The coupon code is AIML25. If you are enrolling before 9 p.m. today, you will be able to avail 25% discount on this course, okay, for 14 days as well as 3 months. Now, the difference here, with the 3 months course, you get an elaborate hands-on. Ma'am will be available in live chat, and if in case there is a requirement, you guys can connect with her on Zoom, and then she will guide you on. You will be able to share your screen, and you will be able to get the troubleshooting done. And once your entire project is complete, if you have done something novel which is not published anywhere, then you can publish it as a paper and ma'am will guide you on that. Now, most students are starting from basics. That is why you'll have to start with the 14 days, and then once you've learned the 14 days, you'll have the video recording of that. You will have all the softwares which you can install on your computer, and then you can do your research, right? So ma'am, now I will request you to share your screen and show us a live demonstration of how AI ML can be used in drug discovery so that our students can learn from it. So ma'am, over to you. Let me know when I can share the screen. Yeah. So you can open your um, demo and share your screen. I will put it up on the screen here. So in the meanwhile, while ma'am is doing that, everybody, are you ready? Let me know in the chat section. Are you ready? Yes? So I'm adding the screen now. Yes. Ma'am, over to you. You can start.
Okay. So thank you, sir. And thank you all the participants that now I think that you all of you get an idea that what exactly you have to do in this specific course. So basically talking about the coding part using Python, what we have mentioned in our slide or the presentation. So as you all can see that we are going to use one of the editor, and the editor is called as a Google Colab because it is online. Okay, we can connect with our Google Drive, and then we can just proceed with the writing the commands using Python. So basically, as you all can see that in the presentation, we have discussed one slide, that is what are the computational tools or the databases are available to work with this drug discovery process. So using Google Colab, we are going to import the third party libraries such as the machine learning libraries called as a sklearn. I hope many of them do know. If you don't know, then this is one of the library called as a sklearn or the scikit-learn for performing the machine learning using the Python, right? And then we need to, if you want to get some visualizations of the your data, that you want to know that what kind of EDA level of analysis you can do. So EDA stands for the exploratory data analysis, to understand our data in more better manner with respect to the data content and the features, and then we will just build a very good model. Okay, so the installation are very simple, that you have to just install the packages in the form of pip, because we are using Python. So whenever we are using Python, we have to go with pip install and the name of the package. So lazy predict is a one of the auto ml based, okay, uh, machine learning packages available. You have to simply install the package, and then you have to mention the package names for the visualization like a matplotlib, for the performing the machine learning such as sklearn. Okay, and then you have to import that specific packages. So now I'm going to run this cell. Okay, once I run this cell, as you all can see that, so the benefits of using Google Colab, that it will show you how much space is there on your system, okay, with your Google Drive link. And then it will also show you what is the executing time it's taking place. Okay, it's totally a real time, right? And then ultimately it will get saved automatically, and then it will even go with step by step manner to give you the output. Now you can see, all of you guys, that it has taken only 20 seconds to execute my commands, right? It's all real, right? And then afterwards, what we have to do once the installations has done, so my next step, okay, is to import my desired data. So right now the data what I'm going to import over here is some example data, right, which contain a sample set of 200 drugs. So basically you have to import from here, like from the file you have to give your data. So I have given the data, I have imported, and then you have to write very simple code like read CSV file and the exact name of your data, that is drug 200 CSV file. And if I run just specific command, as you all can see that I got an output that my data is about with respect to the information or the target columns with respect to the age, gender information, BP level, cholesterol level, and their related drugs with the potassium level of analysis. So if you want to make a good interactive view, so Google Colab is it's also providing you some suggested charts. So if you just click on that, you all of you can see that there is no need to struggle with Excel sheet or any kind of online tool to make a good ED analysis or the visualizations with the better charts. Itself, this kind of like a heat map, okay, line charts, it's being provided by the Google Colab itself based on the data sets what you are providing. So remember, your data should be curated data. Okay, it contain very clear cut information that it is a column about the drugs which contain the different important features. So you can even click on over here to get to know about your data. Okay, you can just explore the data as per your content. You can filter out, so that is a plus point of using Google Colab. Moving ahead, how we can build a model. So before building a model, you can even take help of matplotlib library to select a target column like a drug. Okay, so the drug count based on the drug, and then give me the value count based on the other features which is get connected. And if you just write a command like plt.show, then it will select the column as a target called as a drug, and automatically it will give you a very good interactive form of the visualization where I'm able to interpret my data, that It contained a drugs like a drug A, B, C, and X and Y with the related features. Okay, a better way to understand our data. Whereas moving towards the modeling, so we have to go with the taking the sklearn or the scikit-learn package, which is one of the third-party package available in Python for performing machine learning. So what we have to do, guys, remember that whenever we are working with any kind of machine learning model, so we have to make sure that our data is in the form of numerical information. Okay, so whenever your data is coming in the form of character, so it will not work. Okay, so that is one of the challenge what you have to understand, and that is what basically we are going to discuss in this program, right? So we have to drop the data of the drug column so that it will not make any kind of dependency, just by writing a simple command like a drop with the column name, right? And if I just run this, it has dropped the data, and finally we have to move for building a model. Okay, so remember, guys, that whenever we are building a model in machine learning, our data should be get splitted in the form of training and testing. So the maximum data should be given for the training, and the rest of the data can be given for testing, right? So that's why you can see that the test data size is given 0.2. It's nothing but 20% of data is given for testing, and remaining, how much is remaining, right? 80%, right? So 80% is given for the testing. So we have split our data in the form of training and testing, and then we have given the algorithms to get predict. So here, using the specific package called as a lazy predict, so there is no need to define any specific algorithm like a support vector machine, decision tree, logistic regression. Automatically, based on your data, it will come up with respect to your good models and the predictions. So if I just run my particular cell, so now you can see that it's running. And if I just, it has done the modeling, and then if you want to know how much accuracy I got with my data, so just write a simple command call as a models. Okay, and now you can see, all of you guys, that we got the accuracy of about 0.97. Ultimately, it's nothing but 97% accurate our model is. Okay, based on what column? Okay, we have given the specific target column of the drugs, and then it has used the specific model. It has given the accuracy of SVC, that is a support vector machine, has given, it's leading, it's giving a best accuracy of 97%. And then the LGBM classifier, decision tree classifier, random forest classifier, and so on, right? So likewise, we got the accuracy, we got the AUC values with the time taken. Ultimately, it is providing all the things in front of us with the very simple commands what we have given using Python. Okay, so again, you can click from here to get some very good charts to interpret your results. Just scroll down, and then you will even get the outputs in the form of results. Okay, a graphical time series, you can show this for the making some get to know that how much time has taken. You can show the distribution plot, you can show the values based on the accuracy, and so on. Got it? You can even save this particular models based on the generated based on your data sets. Getting an idea? Okay, so I hope that all of you get an idea based on these. This is how the table will even generate. So you can even filter out based on what exactly the model you require, and then you can pick the best model with the target column of your interest. Okay, so this is only a demo, that's why I have given a very small data sets. But in the coming internship program, we are going to take some more data sets, for example, the COVID-19 drugs, oncological drugs, and we are going to implement the properties of the drugs, such as the Lipinski property, QSR properties, and then we are going to build a model based on the classification as well as the regression models. Got it?
Right. Right. That was really insightful, Nilofer ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. So, students, as you saw, that was a live demonstration and it was quite insightful. I'm sure most of you or some of you got scared by looking at those, complicated charts. But what if you could master them? You can get jobs in bio IT companies. In fact, I'm told that you can see somebody called Ankur Patel who is here right now. He's also going to join our program, and he is a CEO co-founder You can see his face here. This is Ankur Patel. He's the CEO, co-founder of Regeneron Pharmaceuticals. He's also going to join this program to learn AI ML. He is already working on it and he wants to learn more himself, so he's joining. So a lot of students from all over the world are going to join us for this program. So do not delay, guys. This particular 25% discount, like I said, is available only for today till 9 p.m. Indian Standard Time. Okay, so if you are in a different time zone, please recalculate IST versus your time zone and accordingly use the coupon code is AIML25. I'll just write it down here in chat so that you guys can use it. Okay, so now I would like to highlight a few things for all of you. Time is less, but I'm trying to summarize as much as possible. It is very simple to say, hey, this thing will not work. But you just look at how ChatGPT is able to do 20 people's job in seconds. Imagine if you are the creator of something similar in the AI ML world. I believe that you will be the biggest scientist in life science if you learn AI and you implement it in drug discovery or life science, for that matter, any other field. So quickly, we'll jump on to the questions, ma'am. We have a couple of questions. In fact, one of them coming from Ankur Patel himself. So I'm just quickly scrolling up, and in the meanwhile, students, you can type down your question. So let's find out. Ma'am, is replacing work for it is replacing work for pharmacology professionals. Over to you, ma'am.
Not exactly. Okay. So see, what the human intelligence is required is to understand the data. Okay. If you do know that data, what exactly you have to do with the data, then you have to make that specific algorithms or as the model to come up with respect to those specific findings. Okay. Not exactly so. Right, sir?
Right, right. So, Mohsin, I hope that answers your question. Next question is from Nature, the therapist, and he's like, any mathematical knowledge required to learn AI ML in coding for biology also? Please reply.
Okay, so mathematical knowledge, I think if you have, it's good. Okay, if you don't have, then ultimately this ready-made packages will help you to understand that specific overall pipeline and to implement with respect to your data sets. Maybe any kind of molecular data in the form of gene and their expression, or as the drug data sets, what we are going to cover in this internship program.
Right. Ma'am, in my experience, I would say not exactly mathematical, but yeah, logical and a mathematical attitude should be there in the student. If he
Yeah.
is logical, he'll learn faster. So yeah, computers is all about logic. Okay.
Yes.
Can you please tell us what are the skills which we are required for clinical research associate? Over to you, ma'am. Does it apply to AML question?
Clinical research associate, I think you have to know more specific data with the clinical features in the form of the patient level data. Means what is the hits responses are there, the clinical data sets in the form of their age, gender, and the other features which is required ultimately to look for the I think patient response
Right.
out.
All right. Right. So the next question, it's not a question actually, but he has mentioned. So this is Ankur Patel, who he is the CEO and founder of a pharmaceutical company in US. And like I said, he's also going to join our course. So Ankur says that we talk about repurposing. Patents play a major role in repurposing because those are FDA and licensed drugs. So
Yeah.
what's your take on this, ma'am? How
What's
will
what's my
you So repurposing, the question
Hmm.
is we're talking a lot about repurposing drugs in AI ML, but those are patented drugs which we cannot easily repurpose. What's your
Okay.
view on
Okay, so as I given that one of the paper we have published on that. So basically, drug repurposing that we can extract or else mine the specific drug, and we will understand the role of the parent compound. Okay, with the specific drugs, maybe the kinase target or else any specific disease target you can study, and then
that?
we can set up the virtual screening. We can screen the molecules. So basically virtual screening where we are designing a new novel compounds based on the parent compound and the scaffold groups. So
Right.
using that thing, we are going to generate a new molecules. So basically new molecules will come from the virtual screening, and that
Okay.
is how we are able to do.
Right. I think this question we have already shown in the PowerPoint. Can you please show a sneak peek on what we'll be learning in the hands-on program? So Ankur, anyways, we are connected on WhatsApp. We can continue our conversation there if this question is not answered. But otherwise, yeah, this we have already addressed. So let's move on to the next question. Okay. The next question is it free or paid? It is a paid program, Amit. Uh, so next question, yeah. So will you also provide PDFs and PPTs? Yes, all of that will be provided to you. So the recording of all whatever ma'am will teach you will be provided. The PowerPoints, the PDFs, whatever ma'am will share, it will be provided to you in our study portal, and you will be able to access it 24/7. So without any interruption, and you can watch those recordings. So live ma'am will teach, and then the recording will also be available so that you can go through that unlimited number of times and learn. So this is one thing. Now let's move on to the next question, which we have from Nagaraj. How is AI ML critical in biopharmaceutical? Over to you, ma'am.
Biopharmaceutical, I think it's where we have to integrate, as I mentioned in one of the slide, that you have to think about how the integrations can be done with multiple approaches in the form of the multiomics or as the pharmacogenomics. Okay, so the answer is that you have to start thinking about which approaches are available right now in the current research, where we can
Right.
integrate and then we can find out the potential targets.
Right. So next question is from Nehita. She is asking how to enroll. So Nehita, we had shared the link. I'm not sure if it is shared in LinkedIn. So I'll request the team to go and share this link, which I'm showing on the screen in LinkedIn live, so that our students can go ahead and click and use the discount coupon code. The discount coupon code is AIML25. Okay. Next question from Ankur. I think I have already answered this in chat in WhatsApp, but I will answer it again. Does Biotecnika have any rights on the drugs or the projects developed in these 3 months? The answer is no. We will not own any of your work. It will be your work. We will just assist you, and then we will help you in publishing the paper if that happens. Okay. So you own the rights of the project. You own the entire thing. We are here to enable you. See, our aim, we started Biotecnika to enable students and researchers to do new things, cutting edge things at the frontier of science, so that they are never left out. You see, in India today, many of my students don't even know chat gpt, and here we are talking about AI ML, applying AI ML in drug discovery. Why do we do that? Because we know that when we talk about the frontiers of science, obviously the people will catch up and learn. So to answer your question, Ankur, no, we will not own any of the rights. It will be all yours. Okay. Next is any company presently doing placement for this course? Yes, Mohsin, there are a lot of companies, right from Wipro, Infosys, Accenture, Biocon, Syngene, and many of other biopharmaceutical companies like Zydus, Torrent are also working on the same in India. If we look at globally, we have Genzyme, we have many other companies like Pfizer who are working on it. I think ma'am already showed a list in her presentation, right, ma'am? So
Yes.
that was there. Just to remind all the students, here is the link bit.ly/discount AI ML. Please use this coupon code AIML25 to activate your course, because this will effectively expire in the next 1.5 hours. So you have 90 minutes to activate. Moving ahead, next question from Sanket. I want to know, how can I transition my career from pharmaceutical industry to healthcare or biological data analyst? Sanket, you have the answer in front of you. Go learn AI, ML, bioinformatics, coding for biologists. It will help you.
Exactly.
Next question from Ankush. Is there any drawbacks? So, ma'am, over to you. What do you think will be the drawbacks of AI, ML in drug discovery?
Okay, I think you all of you can see that there is not more drawbacks. Okay, you can not make certain drawbacks because ultimately you are integrating again artificial intelligence with human intelligence. Okay, you are just integrating both the things, and then you are just reaching the goal to overcome the challenges which are existing. Right?
Yeah, yeah. And I think I would like to add here that, see, when the computers came, people criticized, saying that now the typists will lose their job. When the planes came, people said that now, trains and cars will be out of business. But it really didn't happen. It just enabled humanity to do newer things. I will give you examples. So the other day, I was sitting with the CEO of an agricultural app, and he gave me example of specs, right? So a blind person can also wear specs and see today, and he can do things. Who can, I mean, not completely blind, but partially blind person can also wear a specs or lenses, contact lenses, and do, right? So basically, technology has a level playing field. Being a biologist, what if you don't need to depend on an IT guy? You can write your own program and execute it and find your own drug. Why do you need to wait for some other department to do it for you? That is where technology comes into picture. AI ML is going to be a level playing field. It is going to enable you to do things more than anyone else, and that is where it is cutting edge. And I think I should tell you on record that the entire Biotecnika website today runs on AI. We have no human intervention. The entire thing, right from information collection to publication, entire thing is run on AI. So you can imagine how fast AI is growing. Next question from Roshan. I think Roshan, I have seen you somewhere in one of my emails. So Roshan has a question. AI is useful for gene editing. Over to you, ma'am. What do you think?
Gene editing. Okay, so I think still they are coming up with respect to some algorithms like CRISPR-Cas9. Okay, that is one of the field I think we can consider. So how the using the computational databases, which are the algorithms which are coming ahead. So I think we can even think on that specific approach also.
Right. So I think I can summarize, and to answer your question, Roshan, anything which generates data can be used, AI and ML can be used there. And of course,
Yeah.
CRISPR-Cas9 generates a lot of data. So you can always, it's like a missing piece. I would say AI ML is the missing piece in all your experiments. All you have to do is see it that way. Till date you have not seen it. The moment you start looking at it that way, that is where AI and ML will come and play such a massive role in your experiments. And this is the truth, guys. So I think we have run out of time now already. 6 minutes exceeded. So without wasting much of your time, you have less than 84 minutes now to activate your course. The link is given in the description as well as chat box, and it is displayed on the screen. 84 minutes, and after that this 25% discount evaporates. Okay, so make the most out of it. The coupon code is AIML25 without any spaces. If you are going to activate it, do it right away, because after 84 minutes, I'm not going to entertain any request from anyone emailing me or WhatsApping me saying that, hey, give me some more time, I will activate tomorrow. No. And also strictly only 20 students for the 14 days program and only 20 students for the 3 months. We don't have any more place for that. Okay. Sanket, we have run out of time. I will just quickly read out your question. I have worked as a clinical data management intern for 2 months. After that, I'm not able to find a job as a clinical data analyst. I want to know how AI and ML works. So Sanket, you can always join our program. That will help you. So with this, we come to an end. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in. I will see you soon as an AI ML scientist who will work on drug discovery. I think that's the dream we all have to accomplish. So good luck to all of you. See you soon as a Biotecnika student. And if any question comes up, please feel free to dial our toll-free number, which is 1-800-1200-1818. I'll just quickly type it here. And this is for India. And if you are out of India, then you can always write an email to info@biotechnica.org. Okay. And if in case the toll-free number you're not able to connect, you can always dial this number, which is 080-5099-7000. Okay. And you can reach out to us. Okay. So that's all from my side and Nilofer ma'am's side. Thank you so much. See you soon in the next one. Till then, keep shining, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you. Thank you, Nilofer ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.